What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics. Today we got a song battle. Dukes of the Orient, their song The Last Time Traveler versus Riverside, Time Traveler. So we're right there with the Time Traveling. Brought to you by our friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, JSB. Thank you, JSB. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below or the patron link on the end screen. We could not do it without him. And JSB himself has a reaction channel called Acting is Reacting. It's fantastic. If you like this, you'll like that. His channel is really popping off, taking off. A lot of cool stuff he does over there. So go check that out. I'm going to put a link down below. He says, JSB says November, which is Doctor Who anniversary month. Well, nobody will care this year because 61 isn't a sexy number. But here are two time travel themed tunes to vaguely commemorate it anyway. Although really these songs are more on a theme of going back to getting stuck in the past as an idealized time. Boy, we can all fall into that trap, rather than anything the good doctor generally gets up to. All right, let's start it off with Dukes of the Orient and their song The Last Time Traveler from Freak Show album in 2020, their second studio album. They are an English and American AOR and progressive rock band formed in 2017 by lead vocalist, guitarist, and bassist John Payne and keyboardist Eric Norlander. Payne and formerly Norlander had worked together in Asia featuring John Payne, an offshoot of the British prog rock group Asia, of which Payne was a member from 1991 to 2006 when Asia's original lineup reunited. Following Asia's lead singer John Wetton's death in January 2017, Payne and Norlander formed Dukes of the Orient as a vehicle to release new material both out of respect for Wetton and to distinguish themselves from Payne's former band. Asia, featuring John Payne, remains active in a touring capacity, and members and former members of the group appear on this album. All right, don't know anything about these guys. I'll have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, JSB.
We've got something here for you. It sounds a little dangerous, but that's because it's new. We've got something here to show. And when you hear about the trip, I think you'll wanna go. 10 years, 10 hours, 10 days. You'll be yourself again. 10 years for 10 hours and 10 days. Got time on your side again. You won't see this in the news. No, we're keeping it quite under wraps between me and you. There are some things you should know, but I see it in your face, my friend. You really wanna go back 10 years for 10 hours in 10 days. You'll be yourself again. Back 10 years for 10 state, gone beyond the blue. That's the danger, you know.
He stayed too long
In yesteryear, last so long ago, 10 years. You get 10 hours in 10 days. You'll be yourself again, back 10 years. For just 10 hours, it takes 10 days. Till time's on your side again.
All right. I really enjoyed the first 2.5 minutes of the song and the last minute and a half of the song with the vocal part. The middle part is prog rock. I'm not a big prog rock guy. I thought it was fine. I thought it went on too long, but you're going to hear that if you ever watch me while I do any prog rock reactions most of the time. I think it goes on a bit too long. I thought that went on a bit too long. But if you love prog rock, as I know JSB does, I'm sure he loves that. So I'm probably missing out. But I thought it was really well done. I like the vocal qualities, both guys on here. And the concept of 10 years, 10 hours, 10 days, you'll be yourself again. Put time on your side again. You know, as JSB said at the start of this reaction in his comments, you know, we idealize times past or places past because our brains work that way. They kind of protect us, right? You kind of forget the bad things and you just remember the great things like, man, that was awesome. But, you know, you don't really think about all of it because, like, it probably wasn't all that awesome. But I really wouldn't trade too much with going back into a different time than right now. I mean, I probably would for a little bit when my kids were younger and my body wasn't afflicted with 17 and a half years of rheumatoid arthritis. 10 years ago, maybe you could talk me into it for 10 hours. Yeah, you probably could. Never mind. I was wrong with what I said. Yeah, I'd go back 10 years for 10 hours. But next up, we got Riverside, Time Travelers from the Love, Fear, and the Time Machine album in 2015, their 6th studio album. They are a Polish progressive rock band from Warsaw. They were founded in 2001 by friends Mariusz Duda, Peter Grudinsky, Peter Kozaradsky, and Jacek Melnicki. I don't know if I said their first names right, it's because of the way they're spelled, but I can pronounce Polish names a whole lot better than I can a lot of other languages, who shared a love for prog rock and heavy metal. Although Duda, the main lyricist and composer of the band, was originally a fan of electronic, ambient, and experimental music like Radiohead, Over My Shoulder, one way or the other, Massive Attack, Dead Can Dance, Tangerine Dream, Peter Gabriel, and later on prog rock like Pink Floyd, Rush, Tool, Marillion. JSB's a Marillion superfan, as well as thrash metal. All those artists I just named, most of them, we have some stuff up on the channel of their stuff. Riverside can be described as a blend of atmospheric rock and metal elements, resulting in a sound similar to that of Porcupine Tree and Pain of Salvation. All right, interested to hear this after that kind of description of their music.
One day we'll find our way, straying from the road we thought we could go until we would fade. One day we'll find our way, straying from the road we thought we could go until we would fade. Traveling across the fallen earth and the foreign lands we survived, to believe that this is not the end, this is not the time. Moving unseen beyond the shadows, waiting for the birth of a star we can follow. history came full circle, traveling across all the dried up seas and the foreign lands we survived, to believe that this is not the end, this is not the time. We crane our necks for youth, we know we'll make it through, and we can go back to the forest. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Dried up seas and the foreign lands we survived, to believe that this is not the end, this is not the time. We crane our necks for youth, we know we'll make it through, and we can go back to the forest. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. Let's go back to the world that was 30 years ago, and let's believe this is our time. And let's believe this is our time. And let's believe this is our time.
All right, we're going to go back 30 years and believe this is our time. I really enjoyed that. I thought that song was really good. And I liked the instrumental break-ins. I think a lot of times with the prog rock type music, it's going to matter whether you dig and vibe with the instrumental or not, but it didn't seem redundant. I thought it was a really good song. I loved his vocal delivery. I love it's a very chill song, right? It never really built up much, even in the instrumental there. It just kind of stayed in that chilled tone, and I really enjoyed it. So it's a song battle, and I got to pick a winner, but I think I kind of killed the drama for you boys and girls. Riverside Time Travelers is the runaway winner for me. But let me know what you think down below. Who do you think won this one? And don't forget, give JSB some love and check out that link below. Click on it. He's got all kinds of musical entertainment for you, just like we do, man. So if you like this channel, you're going to like his channel. All right, guys, until next time, I will see you.